Welcome to another episode of the NewsRamp Business and Corporate Podcast. I'm your host, Max Newsman, excited to bring you today's top stories. At newsramp.com, we gather the latest business news from the best sources, ensuring you stay updated and engaged. Before we begin, a quick reminder. This podcast features AI-assisted production and voices, but the news we present is genuine, with full stories available on newsramp.com. Today is Friday morning, August 8th, 2025, and we've curated a fantastic selection of business and corporate news just for you. So whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing, stay tuned and let's dive right in. Let's kick things off with our first headline.
Stonegate updates coverage on BlackSky Technology Inc. 2YKSY 2Q25. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated their coverage on BlackSky Technology Inc. Why for the second quarter of 2025, BKSY reported revenue of $22.2 million with an adjusted EBITDA of $2.8 million and an EPS of 1.27. Imagery and software analytical services revenue increased to $18.0 million, while professional and engineering services revenue declined to $4.2 million. The company secured over $35.0 million in new contracts, growing its total backlog to $356.0 million, with key wins in international markets. BKSY successfully launched its second Gen 3 satellite with plans for more launches in 2025 and 2026. The company also completed a $185.0 million convertible note offering, strengthening its balance sheet. BKSY reaffirmed its FY25 revenue guidance and adjusted EBITDA, expecting stronger revenue in the second half of the year.
Stonegate Capital Partners updates coverage on GoHealth Inc., now CO, 2025 Q2. Stonegate Capital Partners has updated their coverage on GoHealth Inc., now for the second quarter of 2025. During this quarter, GoHealth faced challenges with revenue declines and contracting margins. Net revenues decreased by 11.2% year-over-year to $94.0 million, primarily due to decreases in partner revenue and non-agency revenue. However, there was a strong increase in other revenues driven by GoHealth Protect. The company secured a new senior secured super priority term loan facility, providing $80 million in new money for working capital and strategic flexibility. Additionally, amendments to the current debt facility allow for a reset of financial covenants and a pause in interest rate payments through 2026. Sales per submission declined by 4.8% year-over-year to $657, with a focus on cost management and improving marketing strategies. Stonegate Capital Partners values GoHealth Inc. at a range of $11.45 to $15.40, with a midpoint of $13.43 based on EV/EBITDA analysis.
Investor news breaks: Robot Consulting Co. Ltd. NASDAQ R closes $15 million initial public offering. Robot Consulting Co., NASDAQ R, has closed its $15 million initial public offering, selling 3,750,000 American depositary shares at $4 each. The ADSs began trading on the NASDAQ capital market on July 17, 2025. The company granted underwriters a 45-day option to purchase up to an additional 562,500 ADSs. Net proceeds will fund talent recruitment, product research and development, office and equipment expansion, and general corporate purposes. D. Boral Capital LLC acted as representative of the underwriters, with Craft Capital Management LLC as co-underwriter. Robot Consulting specializes in human resource solutions and plans to expand into legal technology and the metaverse. For more information, visit the company's website at x/ir.robotconsulting.net. AI news breaks: Robot Consulting Co. Ltd., NASDAQ LAR, closes $15 million initial public offering. Robot Consulting Co. Ltd. LEOWR, a Japanese platform service provider specializing in human resource solutions, has closed its $15 million initial public offering. The offering consisted of 3,750,000 American depositary shares, ADSs, at $4 per ADS. Each ADS represents one ordinary share. The company's ADSs began trading on the NASDAQ capital market on July 17, 2025. Net proceeds will fund talent recruitment, product research and development, office and equipment expansion, and general corporate purposes. D. Boral Capital LLC acted as representative of the underwriters with Kraft Capital Management LLC as co-underwriter. A News Breaks D-Wave Quantum Inc., QBTS, posts 42% YoY revenue and gross profit growth and record cash position. D-Wave Quantum Inc. reported a 42% year-over-year revenue and gross profit growth in Q2 2025, reaching $3.1 million and $2 million respectively. The company ended the quarter with a record $819 million cash after a successful $400 million ATM equity offering. D-Wave also launched its 6th-generation Advantage 2TM quantum computer system, signed agreements for acquisitions in South Korea, released offerings for quantum AI and ML exploration, introduced a cryogenic packaging initiative, and secured new customer engagements with GE Vernova, Nikon, NTT Data, Sharp Corporation, and the University of Oxford. D-Wave is a leader in quantum computing systems, software, and services, offering the world's largest quantum computers with sub-second response times. Learn more at dwavequantum.com. States rush to complete clean energy projects as tax credit expiry looms. Dozens of U.S. states are rushing to complete renewable energy projects before green energy tax credits expire under the Big Beautiful Bill. State officials are calling for fast-tracked permitting processes to ensure new projects can be connected to the grid before the credits lapse. These projects, like those by Bollinger Innovations Inc., INI, complement climate-friendly technologies. Green Energy Stocks is a specialized platform focusing on companies shaping the green economy, offering access to wire solutions, article syndication, press release enhancement, social media distribution, and tailored corporate communications. For more information, visit greenenergystocks.com. Isotropic Corp., OTQBF, the cancer detection revolution that could make breast cancer deaths preventable. Isotropic Corp. is leading the way in cancer detection with its IsoView breast CT imaging system, set to revolutionize breast cancer prevention. The FDA regulatory pathway alignment has paved the way for a pivotal U.S. clinical study following a comprehensive strategic business plan and financial modeling. Strategic initiatives like the breast.com platform and podcast series aim to educate the market on the emerging breast CT technology. Isotropic's innovative approach could mark the most significant advancement in cancer detection since mammography, addressing the persistent challenge of early detection. Stay updated on Isotropic's progress in the company's newsroom for the latest developments.
Under Armour shares tumble on weak sales outlook, tariff warning. Under Armour shares dropped over 15% in pre-market trading after the athletic apparel company reported weaker-than-expected earnings and warned of increased margin pressure due to tariff-related supply chain costs. The Baltimore-based company's first-quarter revenue fell 4% to $1.1 billion, missing Wall Street expectations. Sales in North America, their largest region, declined 5% to $670 million, while international revenue dipped 1% to $467 million. Despite growth in EMEA, sales in Asia-Pacific and Latin America fell by 10% and 15%, respectively. Wholesale revenue dropped 5% to $649 million, and direct-to-consumer sales declined 3% to $463 million. E-commerce revenue tumbled 12%, while sales at owned retail stores saw a slight increase. Non-GAAP earnings per share remained at 2 cents, falling short of the retreating consensus estimate. Apparel revenue decreased by 1%, footwear sales plummeted by 14%, and accessory sales increased by 8%. Gross margin improved to 48.2%, driven by pricing and foreign exchange tailwinds, but was offset by higher supply chain costs and less profitable sales channels. Looking ahead, Under Armour expects second-quarter revenue to decline by 6 to 7%, with North America expected to fall by low double digits. The company forecasts earnings per share of 1 to 2 cents, well below analyst expectations of 0.12. Executives highlighted increasing pressure on margins due to potential tariff impacts and ongoing channel mix challenges. Investors reacted swiftly to the news, causing shares of both Under Armour's Class A, UAA, and Class C, UA stock to drop sharply in early trading.
Houston gets greener. LOCOAL launches first production unit in the Bayou City. LOCOAL, the sustainability company featured on the Building Texas show in 2024, has launched its first production unit in Houston. Using their Rainmaker technology, they are turning wood waste into biochar, bioliquids, and biogas, contributing to a greener Houston. The company's afterburn technology powers the operation with biogas, creating a self-sustaining model. From supporting pecan farmers to promoting clean energy products, LOCOAL's impact extends beyond waste diversion. They are seeking partners to expand their mission. For more insights, listen to the full episode with co-founder Miles Murray on the Building Texas show. Learn more about LOCOAL and their innovative solutions at LOCOAL.com. A News Breaks Wearable Devices Ltd. WLDSW, featured in Network News Audio APR on AI Wearables Market Surge. Wearable Devices Ltd., a leader in AI-powered neural input tech, is featured in Network News Audio APR on Wearables Market Surge. WLDS is shaping the $260 billion wearables market with innovations like MudraLink wristband, an LMM platform for touchless device control. Expansion into Japan, new U.S. patents, and enterprise rollout strategy position WLDS as a key player in neural interactive tech for consumer, industrial, and healthcare use. WS trades on NASDAQ under symbols WLW. For more information, visit the company's newsroom at hibn.fm/WLDS.
CMUV Bancorp announces regulatory approvals received for sale of assets to Frontwave Credit Union. CMUV Bancorp has announced that they have received regulatory approvals to complete the sale of the assets and assumption of liabilities of Community Valley Bank to Frontwave Credit Union. This includes the dissolution of Community Valley Bank and CMUV Bancorp. Shareholders can expect to receive approximately $25 per share, with the first distribution anticipated around September 30th, 2025. Following the completion of the asset sale, the company's common stock will no longer trade on the OTCQB, representing only the right to receive distributions. However, the completion of the transaction with Frontwave, timing, and amount of distributions are subject to uncertainties.
BioKey stands as a strategic U.S. pharmaceutical platform amid global tariff shifts. ABVC BioPharma subsidiary, BioKey, stands as a strategic U.S. pharmaceutical platform amidst global tariff shifts. BioKey's 28,000 square foot FDA-compliant facility in Silicon Valley is well positioned to meet the demand for transparent and compliant drug development. With expertise in FDA filings and cross-border translation, BioKey offers a bridge for Asian drug programs entering the U.S. market. Dr. Patil, ABVC's CEO, emphasizes the advantage of established U.S. infrastructure in the current market landscape. BioKey's operational capabilities include support for clinical trials, regulatory alignment, and culturally fluent project management. As global supply chains realign, BioKey's commitment to localization and trust-based partnerships positions it as a key player in the pharmaceutical industry.
Thank you for joining us today. That's it for this episode of the NewsRamp Business and Corporate Podcast. As a reminder, NewsRamp curates news from leading newswires like Newsworthy.ai, 24/7pressrelease.com, NewsDirect.com, and BlockchainWire.io. We encourage you to visit newsramp.com to read all of today's news.